Welcome to another episode of J-Pod, Jefferson School District's very own podcast. I'm Superintendent Brad Capener, and I have my co-host joining me today, once again, Chris Shaw and Becca Mallory. Good morning.
Yep, we're here.
All right. Today, we are at Jefferson High School with our Validictorian and our Saluditorian. Our Saluditorian is Sofawni Gay. Welcome. Hello, Sofawni.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And then Anna Hawley, our Validictorian. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So today, as you know, we have, J-Pod, we are doing episodes where we go to the schools sometimes and find out what's going on at the schools. Sometimes we go out to the community and find out what's going on out there and just try to build a bridge between the school district and the community and let everybody know what the great things that are happening in Jefferson School District. So we wanted to meet with you guys today because it is almost graduation. We are just very close to that.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Once again, another year down. And thought it would be a great idea to just talk with you guys and have a little conversation about what that means to be a valedictorian and salutatorian. So let's get into it. For the listener, let's just start off by asking, like, what does it mean to be a valedictorian and what does it mean to be a salutatorian? Not everybody knows that.
So a valedictorian is the student at the school or in the class who has the highest GPA. And in our situation, there are two of us. Me and Jaden O'Neill are co-valedictorians, which means that we both had 4-point GPAs. And the reason that there are two of us is because our classes here are not weighted, meaning that they don't grade our classes on difficulty.
Gotcha, okay. And our other valedictorian wasn't able to make it here today.
Yes.
So, okay, then a salutatorian, what's the difference between the two?
So a salutatorian is someone with the second highest GPA average and also unweighted since our classes are different. For example, Anna goes to WCA, which is, it's counted the same as she were to be going here and taking our college credited classes.
And the WCA meaning the Willamette Career Academy.
Yes,
yeah.
And I happen to be salutatorian because I got 1B in one of my college credited classes, and that's kind of how it changes because for Anna and Jaden, they have their complete straight A's 4.0 GPA, and I have a 3.98.
Wow, yeah. Congratulations. That's a real accomplishment.
It's very impressive.
And not easy to do in high school, so
Yeah.
you guys, but I hope that you're very proud of yourselves because it's huge.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and we know it's not easy because there's only 3
Right.
out of the entire class, so that has that. So that is really cool. Let's find out a little bit about yourselves. Tell us a little bit about your journey in school and what did you start here in Jefferson? I mean, did you start in kindergarten here?
Do you want to start? You want me to?
You go ahead.
I've been attending school in the Jefferson district since I was in preschool. So I was in Head Start, kindergarten, so on. And I just the last 2 years of high school, I've gotten the opportunity to attend Willamette Career Academy in their health services program. They're kind of a career and technical education school.
Great.
So I've gotten to do things like job shadowing at Salem Health.
Oh, good.
We've gotten work fairs or hiring fairs and mock interview fairs. So really good experience in kind of a simulated workforce.
I'm really glad to meet somebody that's part of the Willamette Career Academy. We started, Jefferson School District was a founding partner in the Willamette Career Academy, which is housed in Salem, and we knew that we wanted to offer career technical education to our students in ways that we couldn't provide here in Jefferson, and many small districts have the same story, the same experience. They might have a wood shop or a metal shop, but they can't go beyond that. And Willamette Career Academy is offering health services, cosmetology, diesel mechanics, different programs. So we have about 18 students who go there each year, and so Anna's one of them. So it's really cool to meet and hear that you're really enjoying that process.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Sofawni, what about you? Did you start here too, or did you move in later?
I actually transferred here in 5th grade, and I happened to, because of my previous experiences at my school beforehand and because of my birthday, I have one of those weird September birthdays where you're either a grade ahead or a grade below. And I started a grade ahead, and because I just wasn't really meshing well with my peers when I came to Jefferson, I chose to downgrade, and it was actually really difficult to do because of my academic scores. They didn't want to put me in a grade below to be better with my peers. But then I came and I visited Jefferson, and I saw the 5th grade classes, and I talked to the 5th grade students here, and my mind was just absolutely blown away about how nice everybody was and how like we were all having a good time together like the day I met everybody. And so I chose to come here 5th grade, and I stayed, and I'm really grateful that I did, because I don't think I would have had the best school experience anywhere else.
That's a great story, and it makes me feel good, right?
I know, yeah,
Absolutely.
that makes my heart very happy to hear.
Yeah, now Becca used to be a teacher at Jefferson Elementary School.
First grade, yeah.
First grade, so you can know and understand like the culture of that school is very accommodating, very welcoming. I
Oh
think.
yes, that's the one thing that they focus on so heavily, and I see it in all 3 buildings, but from my experience with elementary, that culture of family and just open arms and feeling like you're all there together, I completely agree. Like that's the one thing that we strive for here in Jefferson. So
Yeah.
to hear students saying that it's reaching them too is like, yes, we've done our job.
Yeah, yeah. So
Did you-
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, did you know Miss Frazier?
Yes,
Oh my gosh, she was like my #1 reason for
I
staying.
called her my school mom, actually. I'm hoping she's listening because we miss you here so much. But yes, she and I had a really very strong relationship, so yeah.
I remember just like hugging her and crying, and she was crying, and I got on the bus and I just sobbed and sobbed because she had retired that year.
Yeah.
And it was really, really sad. So
And she was your 5th grade teacher?
yes, and still to this day my favorite teacher like of all time.
Luann Frazier, I hope that you're listening, girl.
Anna, did you also have a high point in your school career here?
I think, well, my favorite teacher was Mr. Stewart at the middle school. I don't know, he's always just stuck out in my mind as someone who has been able to relate with us or just make us feel comfortable while also giving us our proper education.
Yeah, a history teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. There are so many points along the way of, in your education that can be meaningful, as you go through, and teachers make a difference, and I think, it's one of the things I think I'm going to be talking about at graduation is the impact our staff have on our students and the importance that everybody plays, because we're in a community. We are in this supporting community together to help you guys, thrive and be the best you can be. So that's great. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk a little bit about where are you heading after high school? I don't know, what's your plan?
My plan this fall is to attend Oregon State University.
Oh, good.
To major in psychology. And then I'll hopefully be working as a medical assistant throughout school because we're training for that right now at WCA. And then we take our exam on the 12th.
Great. So you kind of you kind of have a medical, affinity to being in the medical field, but you're also drawn to psychology, and they relate a lot too. A lot of the classes you'll be taking will be similar. So, but why psychology?
Well, my ultimate goal is to be a pediatrician. Right now, that's my plan, and I feel like psychology gives you a good understanding of how people work and how people function, and I think that it's a good understanding to have no matter what area of healthcare you go into.
Yeah, no, that's really great. Yeah. Sofawni, what about yourself? What's your goal or your plan next after the high school?
Originally, I was going to go with the Oregon Promise and go to Chemeketa for my first 2 years, but then colleges started reaching out to me, and I decided to just apply on a whim. And I got pretty amazing scholarships at about everywhere I applied to, just the university scholarships alone.
Okay.
And I ended up deciding on Willamette University after visiting. It was just a really fun campus, really fun students, really nice teachers. The atmosphere was just amazing, and the scholarships there just sort of outweighed everything else. And so that's where I'll be going come fall, and I plan on studying business and getting a bachelor's degree in business, if not a major.
Great.
Cool.
That's really impressive,
I
right?
know.
I'm just impressed because, I mean, when I was your age, I had no idea. I mean, I got on the path to college somehow, kind of stumbled into it, and like when I got into college, I studied stuff, but I wasn't, it took me a long time to know what I wanted to do. And finally, you know, it was after I got into the professional world where I said, hey, teaching would be cool, and went into that profession, but it took a long time but you guys are like, you know, I want to be, you know, into business, and I want to be in the medical profession, a pediatrician. That's really impressive. Just something you said about college, the Willamette University. First of all, it's a beautiful school, beautiful campus, downtown Salem. And the little river runs through it. There's a great little food court there. It's going to be a great experience, I think, for you. And but what I'm really impressed to hear is they made it so like there's a lot of scholarships available. And I think one of the things that our students don't like and I'm not saying this applies to us here, but just as a general understanding about going to college, I think sometimes people feel that they can't make it, they can't afford college. And what we're seeing is colleges, there's a lot of scholarships out there to really make it affordable. And so if anyone's listening out there and they're thinking, well, I don't know, you know, if college is right for me or if I could afford it, go for it, right? Because you never know. You never know. You can get there and what kind of a package you might be able to get. So in your own case, you know, you said, I might do the Chemeketa, which is a great program too, and a great way to go. But you decided to put some applications out, and lo and behold, you got a really nice response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very fortunate. I was very lucky, I think, because I wasn't planning on applying to any university, let alone like some private university, and then I did, and hearing back that I was offered so much for so little, it was really awesome.
Yeah,
That's
really
great.
Now you're gonna be a Beaver,
Yep.
so you chose wisely.
I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, it's a good thing we don't have duck fans in here.
That's right. We are fairly close to Oregon State, and I actually teach there. I
didn't
teach
know
an
that.
education class, so maybe I'll have you next year or 2 years. Yeah, we're definitely sort of we like your choice. Being a Beaver, both of you guys, that's awesome. Great. So let's talk about being a valedictorian and a salutatorian and graduation. So what does that mean? Like, you guys, are you all giving speeches?
Yeah. I believe that the valedictorians are giving their speeches first, and then I'll be giving mine, but we haven't done our graduation practice yet, so
Right.
I'll know later how that's going to go. I have my personal speech nearly done, if not done.
Good for you.
And what about you, Anna?
Mine is also done, and I've read it over with Mr. Martin, and we're planning to practice it next week a little bit more.
Nice.
Good. It's
Great.
good to have somebody that you can practice it with, because otherwise you stand up there and you stumble.
Yeah. And he wants us to practice through the microphone so that we like enunciate and talk really slow, because it's a lot different when you're speaking through a microphone.
Especially when it echoes.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's the big challenge. When you get in front of a crowd, your tendency is you want to go fast.
Yeah, get it over with.
Yeah.
Get it over with. Yeah, teaching yourself to be like, okay, I'm going to go slow and draw this out for everyone. Make them sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes some practice. So yeah, I mean, I think graduation is such an amazing moment, you know. And so, are you guys excited? Are you going to have family? And are you guys gonna celebrate afterwards? What's your plan for graduation?
I think I definitely have a lot of family coming, and I've invited some teachers from WCA to come.
Oh, good.
And then hopefully a few of my friends that go to other schools will be there. And then we are doing our grad night afterwards. We're going to Bullwinkle's. As a class.
Fun.
Do you have your caps and gowns already?
I got mine
Are you gonna
just
decorate
today.
it?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna
It's the
do
best
Taylor
senior
Swift
project
themed.
ever.
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift, what does that mean, Taylor Swift theme?
I'm doing a lyric from one of her songs.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you put that up so everyone knows they write on the hats, on the cap. Decorate the cap. How are you going to decorate your cap as well?
I don't know yet, honestly. I have a few thoughts about what I want to do, but I don't know yet. How do you capture so much in so little, you know?
Yeah.
The whole year in just a tiny little cap.
Yes.
I will say my one piece of advice is when they do the tossing of the caps, don't let it leave your hand. Just pretend to toss it up. That way you get to keep it forever. Otherwise it gets lost in the chaos.
See, I don't know if we're doing that this year. I remember last year the class wasn't allowed to, so I'm not sure if that's something we still do here.
Now I feel old.
Nice job, Becca. But I think you reinforced the idea of not to throw the cap, which I think was a good thing. If you were saying, and just toss it out there, you'd be like, no, Becca, no.
Well, when I graduated from Western Oregon University, that's what everybody did. And I intentionally did not let mine leave my hand because as soon as it did, there were so many people surrounding me that were like, where did my cap go? I decorated it. And trampled over, and it was a big mess. I was like, I'm glad I didn't let mine leave my hand because I can keep it nice and clean.
Yeah, I don't think when I graduated from high school, decorating the cap wasn't a thing, so nobody did that. And I think everybody chucked it up in the stands, but people would get hurt sometimes, you know, because when I graduated from high school, we had 900 graduates.
Wow.
And so imagine 900 caps flying at you in the audience. It's dangerous.
Yeah, you have to throw and duck,
Yeah.
cover your head.
That's right. Look out! So, is there any last message that you would give to your fellow classmates? I know you're going to have a speech and you're going to give them some of your wisdom there, but any thoughts about it could either be for your fellow classmates that are graduating, or it could be for those who are not graduating yet but coming up. Any advice to people about school?
I don't necessarily have advice, but more so a message. I would say we're being recognized for our good grades and having plans for our future. But I would like to recognize that not everybody has everything figured out right away, and that's normal too.
Yeah, that's a great message. And I would agree, that's normal too. Yeah, that's a great thing to say. Absolutely, yes.
Not to mention that with good grades comes sometimes a lot of sacrifices. I mean, I look at my peers and they're super tight-knit with each other, super close, been close forever. And I personally don't have any of those super close relationships because my whole academic career, all I focused on is my grades.
Yeah.
All I've looked at is my future. And so keeping those close bonds and sometimes not getting straight A's or straight B's, and you pass your classes and you still get your diploma and you still go to college, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the other thing that I would say for my peers and our younger classmates is just look forward and stop backpedaling. I see it so much when I'm walking in the halls. I see students complaining about last week's drama when they should be looking at okay, what am I going to do for me in this moment of how am I going to set up my future, instead of looking at Sharon over there's last week's stumble and fall. So just looking forward is a really good way to live life, I guess.
Yeah.
I am so impressed.
I know, agreed.
You guys, the wisdom that just came out of your mouths is incredible. You know, I think what you said is really true in terms of we're all on a path. We're in life, all of us are on this journey. And everybody has a different path and a different way of getting to where they need to be. And there's lots of ways to do that. There's not a wrong way to do it. And so the fact that you've chosen this way is right for you, and it works and it's good. And then there's others who have a different path, but yet they'll make it too. And I love the fact that you're acknowledging that and you have the wisdom to see that at your ages already. And I think the fact that we have a valedictorian, a salutatorian that has such wisdom, we got the right folks in place here.
I completely agree.
In the end, the race is only with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting with you this morning. And thanks for being on JPod. Chris and Becca, thank you for putting this together and co-hosting with me.
Thanks for having us.
Such a blast.
This wraps up another episode of JPod. Until next time, thank you and good day.